Okay, we are Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here in Foley Square. It's Monday, July 10th, 2023. We're covering the Southern District of New York Courthouse, but we're also covering the state courts. And on Friday, we were in the building right over here, 60 Center, where Michael Cohen is suing the Trump Organization for his legal fees, including for proceedings after he more or less flipped and started testifying against the Trump Organization as a whistleblower. It's a little unclear. Even Judge Joel Cohen said you might get attorneys. It's going to be up to the jury, but that it's relevant for the defense to argue that some proceedings were no longer on behalf of the Trump Organization. So that should be an interesting trial. It's starting July 24th, jury selection July 17th. We'll be there. Today, however, a murder trial begins in the building behind me, the tall building, 500 Pearl, U.S. versus Israel Garcia. And beyond the murder, there's been a lot of pre-trial litigation around whether rap videos involving Mr. Israel Garcia should get in. This is a trial that we all the way back to the Kashi 6ix9ine trial and before. We're interested in that issue. It's kind of a First Amendment issue. They're trying to distinguish between videos in which he appears in the background, sort of his background vocals and dancing around, and the other ones when he's actually saying. My thought is that, it's the First Amendment. That you say you did something doesn't mean you did something. But I don't know if you can keep it out. It just has to be explained to the jury what art is. There's also the Zilberberg bank fraud trial. We're still on that one. Today, the sentencing of Mr. Carrington, who was allegedly falsely accused, a Hollywood executive whose name will be named, Graydon, of rape. He's going to be sentenced sort of for false statements, and he's just re-alleged it in a civil case, as the U.S. pointed out. But in White Plains, starting tomorrow, there's a trial of the attempted conspiracy to murder Myanmar or Burma's ambassador to the UN, and we're reporting on it, but the UN is saying nothing, and they're banning they won't answer the written questions. They won't allow Inner City Press in. A total fraud. Meanwhile, Antony Blinken called Azoulay of UNESCO to party down and talk about the U.S. rejoining, ostensibly to combat China, but she says in the spirit of freedom of the press. It's all a big scam because the UN bans U.S.-based Inner City Press. To be continued.